Okay, so have you ever like walked into a room
Uh-huh.
and completely forgotten why you're there?
Oh, yeah.
I swear it happens to me at least like twice a day.
Yeah.
So today we're doing a deep dive into memory.
Okay.
We've got a bunch of research here, and
Cool.
we're going to figure out how this whole memory thing actually works.
Sounds good.
You ready to unlock some brain power?
Let's do it.
All right.
It's amazing how memory is like
Yeah.
central to everything we do, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's the software that runs our lives.
Totally. But I have to admit,
Uh-huh.
sometimes it feels like my software is glitching.
Yeah.
So first things first,
Yeah?
what exactly is memory?
Okay.
Is it like a filing cabinet in my head or what?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's more like a dynamic process, you know?
Okay.
Constantly encoding, storing, and retrieving information.
Huh?
Imagine it as a team effort
Okay.
with different parts of your brain like working together.
Okay.
And it's not just about like remembering facts for trivia night or something.
Right.
It's about who you are,
Oh, wow.
the experiences that shape you and how you navigate the world.
So it's like way more important than just remembering where I left my keys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the foundation of your identity,
Yeah.
relationships,
Mhm.
knowledge, everything.
Okay, now that makes it feel a little less abstract.
Yeah.
But where does all this action happen?
Okay.
Which part of my brain is like running the memory show?
Well, there are a few key players,
Okay.
like the hippocampus.
Hippocampus.
Think of it as a super organized librarian
Uh-huh.
in your brain, carefully sorting and storing away your most important memories
Okay.
for the long haul.
Got it.
Yeah.
What about those memories that feel super intense? You know,
Yeah.
the ones that really stick with you.
Yeah.
Where do those hang out?
Those are probably chilling out with the amygdala.
Amygdala. Okay.
Yeah, it's the part of your brain that's all about emotional memories. Scientists have found that when you're feeling strong emotions,
Uh-huh.
your amygdala actually boosts how your memories get stored.
Really?
Yeah, it's like shouting, "This is important, remember this."
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder I could still vividly remember that time I accidentally wore mismatched shoes to a big presentation.
Oh, no.
Talk about an emotional memory.
Yeah.
But hold on, we've all heard of short-term memory and long-term memory.
Right. Yeah.
Are those also hanging out in different brain departments?
You got it.
Okay.
Short-term memory is like that notepad on your phone,
Uh-huh.
jotting things down quickly,
Yeah.
but not meant for permanent storage.
Okay.
It's like when you remember a phone number just long enough to dial it.
And then, poof, it's gone.
Exactly.
Unless you really work at remembering it.
Unless you really work at it.
Yeah.
And then there's long-term memory,
Yeah.
where things get really interesting.
Ooh.
It's not just one giant storage unit, but more like different rooms
Right?
for different types of information.
Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. Different rooms in long-term memory.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, you have your episodic memory,
Okay.
which is like your personal highlight reel.
Huh.
It's where you store memories of specific events and experiences.
Okay.
Like remembering that amazing vacation you took last year or what you had for dinner last night.
Oh, so that's why I can remember the first concert I ever went to.
Uh-huh.
But I can never seem to remember what I ate yesterday.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then there's your semantic memory.
Is semantic.
Yeah, which is more like a vast encyclopedia of facts and general knowledge.
Good.
It's how you know that Paris is the capital of France
Yeah.
or what photosynthesis is.
Okay, and last but not least, we have
Procedural memory.
procedural memory.
This is your how-to guide for skills and habits,
Uh-huh.
like riding a bike, typing on a keyboard, or even tying your shoes.
Okay.
You probably don't even have to think about those anymore, right?
It's true. I can tie my shoes without even looking. It's almost automatic. This whole concept of different types of memory is so fascinating.
Yeah.
But how does it all actually work?
Right.
Like, how do these memories even form in the first place?
It all starts with that encoding process we talked about earlier.
Okay.
But the key to encoding is attention.
Okay.
We remember what we pay attention to.
So that explains why I can never remember what someone said if I'm scrolling through my phone at the same time.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But sometimes you might remember things even if you weren't consciously paying attention.
Really?
Yeah, that catchy song on the radio, for instance.
Yeah.
That's because your brain is always picking up on things even when you're focused on something else.
Oh, wow.
But if you want to remember something specifically,
Yeah.
you've got to focus.
Okay.
And don't underestimate the power of repetition.
Okay.
It's like studying for an exam.
Uh-huh.
The more you go over the material, the stronger those neural connections become.
So it's not just about paying attention, it's also about reinforcing those memories.
Right. And don't forget about the impact of emotions.
Emotions.
We tend to remember emotionally charged events much more vividly than neutral ones.
Interesting.
Yeah, a thrilling adventure or a heartwarming moment with loved ones.
Uh-huh.
Those memories really stick with you.
I'm starting to realize just how complex this whole memory thing is.
It is complex.
But knowing all this, are there things we can actually do to improve our memory?
Absolutely.
Asking for a friend.
I understand.
Okay.
There are some really effective techniques you can start using right away.
Okay, cool.
One of my favorites is active recall.
Active recall.
Instead of just passively reading information, try testing yourself on it.
Okay.
It forces your brain to work harder
Uh-huh.
and strengthens those memory pathways.
So like flashcards.
Yes,
That's basically active recall.
you got it.
Okay, cool.
And then there's spaced repetition.
Spaced repetition.
It's all about reviewing material at increasing intervals.
Okay.
You might study something today, then
Yeah.
again in a few days, then a week later, and so on.
Wait, is that really better than just cramming all at once?
It is.
Because cramming is kind of my go-to, not gonna lie.
Honestly, spaced repetition is way more effective.
Okay.
It helps with long-term retention and
Okay.
prevents you from feeling overwhelmed.
Okay, that makes sense.
And speaking of feeling overwhelmed, let's talk about sleep.
Sleep.
It's not just about resting your body.
Oh.
It's crucial for memory consolidation.
Okay.
That's when your brain sorts through the day's memories,
Whoa.
moving them from short-term to long-term storage.
So basically, a good night's sleep is like hitting the save button on your memories.
I love that analogy.
Okay, great.
And of course, don't underestimate the power of good old-fashioned exercise and a healthy diet.
Right.
They're essential for overall cognitive function, including memory.
Wow. This deep dive has been eye-opening.
Good.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding of how my memory works.
The big takeaway here is that memory isn't a fixed ability. It's something you can actively improve and strengthen
Okay.
by understanding the different types of memory,
Yeah.
paying attention,
Mm-hmm.
using techniques like active recall and spaced repetition,
Right.
and taking care of your overall well-being.
Okay.
You can really boost your memory power.
It's like I've been given a toolkit for my brain.
That's a good way to put it.
And I'm definitely going to put some of these techniques to work.
I hope so.
Now, I'm curious, for you listening, what's one memory technique you're going to try out today?
Yeah.
Maybe it's active recall,
Uh-huh.
spaced repetition,
Yeah.
or simply being more mindful of what you want to remember.
Right.
Whatever it is, I encourage you to give it a try
Yeah.
and see the difference it can make.
You got it.
Okay, that's it for today.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into memory.
Thanks for having me.
We'll catch you next time.
Sounds good.
Bye.
See you later.